Welcome to Sports Gluttons, the special edition of the playoffs. It has been a good NFL run. I am back. This is our third season of Sports Gluttons. I'm hoping some of our regulars can join. It was sort of a last minute thing. I had a different plan in mind, and when I do my shows for television, we have 30 people working on them, and so I'm doing the job of 30 people. So hope you got your coffee. This is my Pro Bowl mug when I did the graphics for the Pro Bowl, and so glad to have people come on. We are, as people know who've been on the show, we do weekly shows and we discuss. I got bad lighting back there, huh? That's not good. What's the you can't see the mountains, but you can see the sunlight. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up if you're in the waiting room, in the green room. So I am excited to have people on. We're going to talk playoffs. We're going to talk, you know what? I had a format. I'm going to have one of my regular guests on who is a producer for NBA, works a lot of sports, and he understands the importance of a format, which I did, and I forgot it because, again, when you do shows on television, you have 30 people. When you're doing something like this, you have one person, me, doing the job of 30 people. So I have a format somewhere, and this ain't it. This ain't it. But we're going to talk the games. Uh, Travis Kelsey with his monstrosity there, and let's see what we got. We got a schedule here. Here's our schedule for uh, today, and that should be muted. So we have the first game, which is coming up at noon Pacific, three Eastern. The game will probably be 3:15 or 3:30 or something. Kansas City at Baltimore. Kansas City played in the wild card game actually, and they won. So, and then you got the Lions and the 49ers coming up, that's going to be an interesting game because the Lions maybe shouldn't have won. The Packers had records. The quarterback threw for the most. The I think who was it? I don't know. It was some records by Green Bay, and he threw two interceptions though and it killed him. So I don't think Detroit is really the powerful team, but San Francisco. I'm going to do a comparison later of Tom Brady and Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy looked like to me had some issues throwing the ball as far as seeing over people. So our first matchup is going to be the Chiefs and the Ravens. So I have my Warriors, my old school 49ers. I love the gold. I wish this would come back. And this is the closest I can get to the Ravens is a Baltimore Orioles hat. So so that's it. So I'm going to bring on one of my regulars who's been around for a while. I am so happy to see him. Mr. Lou, how are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
There he is. There he is. I'm doing good.
It's
It's
been
good
a
to see
while.
you. It's
Yes,
been a
sir.
while.
I'm doing fine.
I
It's been a while.
yeah, I had this show was on hiatus for a little while. I missed it. People were contacting me. I wanted to do it on a bigger scale, which I still have plans to do. And some personal things took me away from the show this year. Travel, some other personal things. Um, and I'm hoping next year is going to start early, and I'm going to focus on it. And I think we're even going to do some NBA this year. I think we may go regular weekly and do some NBA, some on set, and then some
That would be
Zoom.
fun.
Like, yeah. I want to have people calling from the outside and um, also on set. I want to do a little round table, coffee table, while people are able to call in, and that could be fun too. And people have NBA stuff that they're interested. I mean, NFL is just it's so powerful with just the weekly games, and I am going to bring in a newcomer, Mr. Marcus Romaine, and I'm glad that I could spell his name. I'm glad I'm good at spelling because when he sent his email, he sent it over audio, and he goes, M. Romaine, and he added to it. There's more to his email. But I'm like, all right, I know how to spell, so I figure I could get his email right. So Mr. Marcus Romaine, how are you? Nice to have you
Uh,
join the show.
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here as well.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to have some new faces. Again, especially on a last minute thing. Marcus, where are you? Where Lou is coming from? The lovely city of New Orleans, where he used to
Oh,
he
okay.
used to produce the. Were they were they the Pelicans back when you were doing it? Were they Jazz?
No, they
What
were
were
the
you doing?
Hornets.
The
Hornets.
The
Hornets. Yeah,
Hornets.
I see the
The
jersey
Hornets.
back there
No,
too.
they
Is that
changed the
the
name
Hornet
when the
jersey?
owner changed.
Yeah, he.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know, Lou, the it's so funny how a team name like the New Orleans Jazz was so appropriate, and
yeah.
then Utah Jazz fits, just like Los Angeles Lakers
They tried to
fits.
buy the name. They wanted too much money.
Yeah,
Uh,
to me, it should like the Houston Oilers should be owned by Houston. It shouldn't be owned by Tennessee.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
it seems
but
like it fits
but
better with Houston.
right, totally, totally. But
Yeah.
when they came up with the Pelicans, I was like, what kind of name is that? Who's going to be afraid of the Pelicans? Like that
The
just
state
isn't it.
bird.
Well, then he should be on Sesame Street.
It's the state
He's
bird of
big.
Louisiana.
Right, right. So, but like the Orioles is like a good soft Pelicans. The
The
guy stands.
pelican. The pelican
Doesn't a
is the state
pelican
bird.
stand on one leg? Doesn't a or is that a flamingo? That's a
That's a
flamingo, right?
flamingo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a flamingo.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, Marcus, where are you calling
Yeah.
from, or where are you zooming in from?
So I'm zooming in from Los Angeles, California. Uh, I actually was in New Orleans the last game for LSU against Texas A&M. Got a chance
Oh,
to see the Heisman player play. First time seeing a Heisman player play in person as well. Great experience. Great fan base. A lot of good support in that area
who
of
was
the
the
U.S.
Heisman guy?
The quarterback, what's his name again? The elusive quarterback who likes to use his legs. Pretty similar to
What?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he's another runner.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Very
funny.
similar.
The game has changed. Quarterbacks they run too much. Like I was watching what highlight was watching? I don't know, Montana or something. And he would scramble, but he would throw the ball. Like these guys would throw the ball, where now they look to run. And I'm going to show something. Let me see if I hope I got it. Uh, oh, the
Bringing
hell
that up
on.
too. I think Lamar today will lean on the legs, especially
You
to get
do,
past
huh?
the trees. I think he will lean on his legs. He's did a good job throughout the season, trying to stay in the pocket, trying to protect himself, obviously protect his money as well, and really focus on the main goal, which is getting to the championship. But I think today will arise some desperate times.
Yeah. Here,
I agree.
Lou, where'd you go? Did I lose you? Did I lose Lou, or did I knock him off? You know what? I'm going to see something. If I maybe I knocked him off. I want to try something. If I knock you off, come back on because I'm
Okay.
trying something and don't knock off. No, I think Lou got knocked off. So here, here's Lamar
Jackson gets it
running,
and then some,
Hmm.
making guys miss to the.
and I just get the feeling that players are afraid to hit quarterbacks and they get extra yardage at it. They're so afraid of getting penalized where they used to get hammered. Quarterbacks would get
Yeah.
hammered, and here's another one.
They're down in 5. Jackson, first down,
Yeah.
inside the 5.
Up the middle
Like
too.
it's like guys don't even go after him.
The rules, a lot of the rules changed. A lot of, they want to protect the quarterback. The quarterback is the big draw. A lot of the fans come to see those quarterbacks, and I guess the NFL decided to pivot. They decided to put some rules intact that's um, put in stable to protect the quarterback, make sure they play more games, make sure they're available, make sure the fans are able to experience those things. And the LSU quarterback is Jaden McDaniels. I forgot
Oh,
his
that's
name.
it. What's his?
Yeah,
Is he senior, junior, going for the draft,
he's a
or what?
junior, but he's gonna enter the draft. He announced he's entered the draft. He missed the bowl game, and he put his name in the draw.
I got to do like a research or a graphic or something about Heisman guys. I mean, there's always stories on what happens to them, and they don't. So many don't play out.
Yeah,
And then you get guys like Purdy and Tom Brady who were drafted, solo, and they
yes.
develop, they mature, and they develop as it goes on.
And
So
this was the year of the backups. A lot of guys who got drafted late, they ended up staking a claim. And they're producing. Some played better than the starting quarterback. So it's I think that's going to be very interesting to see how people draft and these teams go after their quarterbacks or franchise quarterbacks in the future.
right, and it's funny. It's you watch these guys, and they don't want to get hammered. Linemen are uh, such an underrated position as far as fan base. They don't, deep fans understand about an offensive lineman, how important it is, and the quarterbacks and the players obviously do, but a lot of fans don't understand the importance of an offensive lineman. And I always thought that
They don't
that
appreciate it too. They more so looking for what shines,
the
what's
glamour,
shiny, what's cool, the glamour, exactly. They're not looking at the guys in the trenches really making the plays and making the tough plays and making things happen. They're not more so looking at those type of players. So
right,
that's
right,
interesting as well. They
right,
go
and I
underappreciated.
yeah, I think that they go for the MVPs, and you're a lineman. You want to do the best you can. You're not getting an MVP. So I think that they should put in, uh, the game MVP,
Hmm.
the a lineman MVP, or a secondary offensive. No, a lineman MVP, because a secondary you can end up giving it to a running back. It should be an
That's true.
offensive lineman MVP, and then a defensive MVP too, because it could be a linebacker, it could be a defensive lineman that has 3 sacks or something. It
Yeah.
could be a cornerback that has a couple of interceptions. Like, there should be more opportunity for guys to uh, earn
The,
earn
o-
that MVP.
the only time I personally seen somebody get a award and appreciated for that job is Von Miller. That might be the only person. And it's the
Right,
Super Bowl, the job he did against Cam Newton and
right,
receiving the MVP. That might be the first and the last person I've seen get rewarded and shows and you see some type of appreciation for the job that they do. And he got a big
right.
deal in Buffalo too as well, after
That,
not
that
playing this year
right.
due
Did
to
he play
injuries.
in Buffalo, or was he hurt? What was that?
He was hurt most of the year. So I think I seen the stat that he only had 5 tackles on the year.
Right, right. That's right. I just want to turn this off for a second.
No problem.
All right. I'm monitoring all this. I mean, I it was good. I had couple of seasons of this. I always had like some internet issues with something, and I want to get this a little bit bigger, but I love doing the show, and it's amazing how many fans enjoy discussing their opinions on things instead of listening to like a Stephen Smith or these
Yeah,
guys. It's
yeah,
always the
yeah,
same
yeah.
guys every week. And you know
Exactly.
what? Fans, I travel around and I talk to people in bars, and their knowledge is unbelievable. So that was the derivation of Sports Gluttons, for fans who can't get enough sports, because we're like gluttons for sports. And so, what's your team, Marcus?
So my team is the Giants. Unfortunately, we didn't have some rough years. I personally
I should have put on my
didn't.
Giants jersey.
I grew up in New York, so at least I got a chance to see them. Hold up 2 Lombardi trophies. But I didn't like the transition with Eli to Daniel Jones so soon. And we're in a similar situation where we have some backup quarterbacks that we actually like the way they play, like Tommy DeVito. Even Tyron Taylor has more experience and he's been in the league for a little while. But we're in a spot where we don't know which direction to go as far as quarterback wise.
Oh, that's a screwed up team. That's
Yeah.
they have hey, I'm gonna bring Lou back on.
No problem.
Hey
No,
Lou, did I
okay.
not did I knock
No.
you off or did you?
I took myself off. I was getting some audio issues, and
I
I
got you.
decided to clean them up.
I got. So as far as the Giants go, they had that hometown guy DeVito. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Danny DeVito.
I call him the
Because,
same thing. That's what I call him too.
But Tony DeVito, he probably
Well, it
brought.
looks like he was part of Satriano's in the.
Yeah, he was like the perfect guy for New York.
Exactly.
He
He's
probably
Black
the
suit, black hat.
bringing
thing,
veal
yeah.
parmesan to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the
Used guys are going to give him a contract.
yeah, right. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
you're gonna go up and you're gonna button hook and you're gonna fake and you're going to go left and you're gonna knock the out of the guy and so. But then all of a sudden, like he makes a mistake and they take him out. I mean,
Yeah.
the coaching staff needs to be replaced altogether. I think that they're terrible play calling. The guy was a hometown hero, but it was, I don't know, something weird about the whole situation. But I don't like Daniel Jones at all.
Yeah, I don't either. He's an athletic quarterback, but his passing game, I'm not too comfortable. I don't trust his passing game. I don't trust his IQ. I don't trust him making the right plays and the right decisions when it matters the most. He had a great year last year. Saquon Barkley also returned and had a great year, which helped the passing game as well. But I don't think we would repeat because other teams was getting better and we're pretty stagnant. We're pretty much staying even kill.
Right, and that's a situation where you have a running back like Barkley, and he's going to, if I'm going to get hit all the time and get killed and not score and have a crappy offense, but I'm better than so many other backs, I want to be traded. I want to go somewhere else.
That's what I'm worried about as well. Because if he leave, it's a total rebuild type situation.
Yeah.
If Saquon Barkley leaves, so
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough, So you just have to stay loyal as a fan and just hope the GM and the front office is making the right moves and doing the right things to put us back into contention.
Right. Lou, Lou, I saw you were at some Saints games this year.
I was working
what was your assessment? What was your assessment of NFL for the Saints?
To be perfectly honest with you, when Kamara made the statement, "We don't have an identity," it was over.
Yeah. These teams, I don't like.
Sorry, but that's
who just signed? Who just signed? Was Philadelphia just signed the offensive coordinator of Kent Keenan of the Chargers?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the Chargers sucked. So is this guy going to be? Philadelphia is a decent team. They have a good quarterback, and is this guy going to work with them? Is he going to be these offensive coordinators? You watch some of these games and the calls that they make. You're thinking, what is that? You're deep in. You need to get into the territory.
Yeah.
The time's running out. It's a close game, and all of a sudden you're throwing a screen pass and the guy gets creamed.
I heard an interesting quote this morning, and the quote was the fact: what worked 20 years ago will not work now. So you can imagine who I'm talking about with regards to a head coaching job.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Belichick?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's still on the market.
Yep.
Is he hasn't been? He'll get picked up. He'll get.
He-
If I'm
he-
him, what?
He is, but he's not going to be a coach. He may be an assistant general manager or something like that. I don't think he'll be a coach.
Why would he want to? I mean, he's been coaching since the Flintstones.
Why are we in TV for 50 years? We love it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Lou, I love certain aspects of it. And,
Yeah, I do too.
I love certain aspects of it. So I'm in a certain underappreciated role, but I love doing like it. Right. So I was looking. I don't know if the scores are on here. They are. Check out how close these games were last week. Tampa Bay and Detroit. That was Oh, that was the game. That was what I was talking about. Baker Mayfield had records. He had 2 records or something with passing and something else. And he threw 2 interceptions. I don't think Detroit is in a great position, except San Francisco.
San Francisco has to screw up to lose this game.
They have to screw up. Brock Purdy has the pressure of the moment
Yes.
has to get to Brock Purdy for San
Yeah,
Francisco.
exactly. That's the only way. I mean, San Francisco should flat out win this ball game.
That's it. Marcus Malgo says.
But then
Michael
again,
says,
being a
Helen
diehard
Moore.
Saints fan, anything can happen with the officials, and we'll leave it at that.
That's true.
You know, some of this stuff. I mean, they're pretty good. They make a lot of these calls. Like here's one. Let me see. I got to go back to this. Let me get this in. They all got knocked off, but here it comes. Here it comes. This is a great non-catch, and the officials caught it.
Atrás. Allen pide tiempo. Bombazo de Allen. Viene el pase y lo tiene. Lo tiene. No lo tiene. No. Hay que ver la repetición.
Look at it. It's hitting the ground first.
Vamos a ver.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, that definitely hit the ground. But maybe they should make a rule that it looks so good
Yeah.
that you give it to the guy.
Yes,
You know, I mean, I know, but that was a great effort. It's like I'm going to play it again, and I'm going to say something about it because I'm not the Spanish announcing, but these guys get so excited. I love the Spanish announcing. But he dives, and watch it again how he dives.
Vamos a ver.
Like all these players dive when we're playing flag football or something. There's not a chance any of us are diving and banging our elbows. These guys,
not at all.
right? When these pros, they really go all out, and it's almost like hockey. You don't realize.
And
what
he's not
they're doing.
He's not landing on dirt. He's landing on concrete.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many plays where these guys dive and they're banging their elbows, and that's one of those things that makes a pro different than a college player or an amateur player. There's a reason why they're pros, but that was a great. I don't know if I think they went to replay on that to catch that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To deny that call. So good. We got more viewers coming on. And the refs just do a great job. They really do.
Yeah, they do.
They're fantastic. And I don't like these things where people say, "Oh, it's scripted. Oh, it's fixed." I mean, I do believe that there are referees that maybe are biased in their calls, but I don't think anything's scripted. Guys are scoring. They're excited. People are not letting guys run and into the end zone. That's not happening because, your career is on the line. This isn't a joke. This is contracts on the line.
It was the Dallas and Detroit game that got the most people talking about the officials. And,
what was going on there?
It was the last play. Detroit got a touchdown, and it ended up being reversed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Detroit or Dallas got
reversed.
The Dallas reversed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit, was it Detroit
that got the end? No, it was the other. It was Dallas's call. Their score got reversed.
They would have won then. They would have won.
Dallas would have won. They didn't.
And was it a legitimate overturn?
I don't know. Let's see. We ain't wearing the stripes.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I'd have to look at that.
Exactly.
These guys are they're pretty accurate.
The difference between them and the NBA, and you know where I'm talking, is they're part-time officials.
Oh,
the NBA, they're full-time. It's their occupation.
You know who I miss? I miss the ball guy. Who's the ball guy that
the LeVar Ball or
no, the bald ref in the NBA.
Okay.
He's not there.
The bald ref for the NBA. There's a few of them.
He retired. He was a nice guy. He was very active. He was always running and making faces. And
Joey Crawford.
That's it. I met him at the airport. He's a
good guy.
Yeah,
he's on Facebook. You ought to invite him to come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on.
Is he? Because Oh,
I didn't know he retired too.
Oh, he's
yeah, he
retired a few
retired
years
a few
now.
years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
remember, yeah, he did that Charles Barkley kiss. That no,
Yeah.
that wasn't him. That was the other guy. That was the
Dick
skinny guy.
Bavetta. That was Dick
Dick Bavetta.
Bavetta.
I love that guy too.
Yeah.
And
And
there were such nice guys off the court.
I got along great with Earl Strom, who caught some crap towards the end of his career.
Oh, that was a while ago.
That was part of the traveling scandal.
Yeah,
They were trading in tickets, first class tickets, and it was crazy.
that was a while ago. Is this it? Is this
That was
the
before
one?
my time. Before my time, right there.
Yeah, there was some great referees and
Marcus, you weren't even born when I started doing the NBA.
yeah, Lou was producing the Celtics, and Lou, we're gonna have to promote your book again. I'm gonna get a picture of it and promote your book again.
Hang on, I can help myself.
Lou's gonna promote it himself.
Okay.
Here was
Y qué,
this was a great.
qué jugada
You know, they
esta,
caught
porque
this one.
Kansas City estaba a centímetros de anotar. Que muchos piensan que esta regla debe cambiar, que es muy injusta, es muy dura, ¿no? En donde finalmente sale el balón
that
por
ball
las
was loose
diagonales y
before he
que se
went
le da a la
down.
defensiva sin hacer básicamente
was
nada
loose
para
before he
tener la
went down.
posesión del balón. Sí. Pero bueno, mientras se mantiene esa polémica y mientras cambia la regla.
You know, I saw. There it is, Hoop Junkie.
Hoop Junkie.
It's a great book, and I read it, and
It's available Barnes and Noble, Amazon, etc.
right, talks about his
Definitely check
experiences.
it out.
Lou goes back to the Boston greats.
Let's put it this way. I remember doing a game. The backfield was Casey Jones, Bob Cousy,
Oh boy.
Bill Russell was in the center, and Sam
Fred-
Jones
And Fred Flintstone was the
Fred
guard.
Flintstone was. But you know, Todd, it's amazing. I'm going to digress back to basketball. Auerbach was the coach. They had one trainer. Now the Pelicans travel with 40 people. It's unbelievable.
Sure.
Five
It's unbelievable.
video guys, a shooting coach, a guarding coach. It's amazing what they do now.
I wish I could be a video coach. That's what, because you know I'm into the stats and the analysis, and that's what I wish I could. Because I think I could help a team. I was once when we were in the bubble. I was talking to one of the Jazz coaches, and I almost went up to him, and because I was watching how they were playing, and I was almost going to give him some strategy, but I'm like, you know what? Let me stay out of it. It's not my, you know, he'll go to Turner and say something, and you know, I'll get in trouble.
The only time I felt I was part of it was when the medical staff would come to us and say, "Can we see the replay of the injury?" It helped with their diagnosis.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, yeah, Marcus, what?
I was going to ask, was the Lakers and Boston rivalry as advertised?
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay. Because I worked 2 seasons, small roles on Winning Time, and I started to learn a lot about how the rivalry was, how the players was, the interaction between.
As much as that Winning Time series on HBO was almost farcical, there was a lot of truth to it. Believe me.
How many times would the Lakers and the Celtics play back then, or the Lakers and the Knicks, or because there were less teams? So now they play twice.
It seemed like almost every season, but I think it was 3 times.
3,
Not sure.
3, maybe 4.
Not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know the Lakers would go play the East Coast, and they weren't. You know, they'd go to Boston, they go to New York. The Knicks Celtics was great rivalries.
That was a good.
Those were great. You know, we'll get into that.
And I got a chance to talk to Willis Reed because he ended up working for the Hornets, and because he was an assistant general manager for us, and to listen to him talk, it was funny. There were some stories there too. There's only one left of those teams, and it's Bob Cousy. He's 93. He's the only one left. Yeah.
Havlicek is gone, and
Heinsohn gone. They're all.
I used to see Heinsohn. I forgot who in Boston. He used to still be part of the team because
he was a broadcaster.
Yeah, and
he was the home color analyst. Yeah.
I think they had a great. They had a great food. They had a good food. I think Boston. And so we'll get to NBA and one of the future shows.
Yeah.
So let me see if I have another video talking about. Let's see. Oh, so I was talking about getting hit. Now here was one with. I don't know. I thought he should have got penalized.
That's a no call. That's a no call.
Yeah.
Allen, corre Allen y no va a llegar.
Hard to take down Josh Allen too.
Soltó el balón.
Oh, so now I remember why I did this. Buffalo had such a chance because they got that touchback call. They were behind.
Yeah.
Then they moved the ball up. Then he had that fumble and they recovered. They still, like everything was going their way. And, and then we remember that the curse. Here we go.
Era la de.
Right.
Está soplando mucho el viento. 44 yardas y lo cayó.
That was like a golf shot that just, I don't know, if a hook or that was a slice, I think. That thing just sliced.
That's shame.
Vamos a ver aquí a Tyler Bass, 44 yardas, pero vean
About a 44-yard field goal too. Not too far out.
Yeah. And it wasn't that windy. You could see by the. It's not. It's a little bit to the right. Oh, here it's windy. It is windy to the right. So he didn't account for the wind, and like that's what these snipers do. They account for all that stuff. He just didn't. He should have went more left.
And he was 9 for 9 before that one.
Yep.
Right?
9 for 9 in the postseason.
Like what a how does he? Lou, what do you think he's living with on that every day now?
He's probably looking forward to receiving an apple on a road map.
I remember I was in the elevator once with I was traveling with the Mariners and I'm in the elevator with Lou Piniella. He was managing, right?
Yep.
So I was in the elevator with him and the reporters, and they brought in a reliever and they were winning and he was supposed to close out the game and he gave up a home run and they lost. And someone said, well, what about that guy? And he said, Piniella goes, his next win is going to come in Tacoma. He was being sent down to the minors after that.
Yeah.
So that was so we got Kansas City and Buffalo in coming up. What do you think's what's your prediction on this one?
Kansas City.
Marcus, what do you think on this one?
I think Kansas City will edge out Detroit.
Kansas City playing Buffalo. Baltimore.
Oh, Kansas City with Ravens. Yeah. I think Kansas City. I think Kansas City. I would have to go with Kansas City as the favorite, just because of their rapport. 2 championships. They've been in this position. I think a lot more pressure is on Lamar. Lamar is somebody that hears the noise. He knows what the naysayers are saying. And he knows this is a must-win. It's not technically a must-win game, but as close as possible for him, I think. And the pressure will be on for him. I think he'll get desperate and try to use his legs this game more so than sit in the pocket. And I think Kansas City has the edge for this one. I want to, as much as I want to go with Lamar with the year that they've been having, the MVP year Lamar specifically been having. As much as I want to go with them, I have to give Kansas City the edge.
Hello.
Still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, here I am.
Oh no, he's coming back.
There we go. I wish I had the. I looked it up. The rushing stats from Kansas City. Who did they play last week? They played Buffalo, and Buffalo ran on them a little bit. Kansas City didn't dominate the game. They had that turnover. If they would have scored, the game would have been 34-24. If they would have scored on that last, Kansas City really was the better team in that one.
Mm-hmm. And they're supposed to have a down year. This is supposed to be the year that Buffalo got them.
Yeah.
With all the trouble they've been having with the wide receiver position, losing Tyreek Hill and him having the year that he had, the issue with Chris Jones to start the year. This was supposed to be the year, Buffalo's year, getting home court advantage for the first time So that's why it makes it tough to count out Patrick Mahomes for this next game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna bring up what I do. One of my favorites, Lou. You've seen it, but this is how the Bills will sound.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody. Instead of a bum, which is what I am. Let's face it.
I love that. I love Marlon Brando. He's so good. He is so. That was in what was he? He played the
Streetcar
he
Named
played.
No, not Streetcar Named Desire.
He was the boxer. He was the boxer. I forgot that. What a great.
Give me a second. My old brain is working.
Right. He's so. But that's the Bills. They're always the bum. They can't. And I thought Buffalo. They had a lousy early part of the season, and so their record didn't really show because they had a great second half, and then they did not hold. They played at home also, and they did not hold them. And I think this is going to be an interesting game because if they could contain Lamar, it's. I think that's what it's going to be, but it's going to be a good game, I think.
They said they're getting a defender back that could play spy on Lamar Jackson. It has the speed to keep up with him, and it may do a good job in containing him today. I forgot the guy's name, but a defender on the Kansas City team.
Yeah, and if Mahomes has to have a good day. Kelsey, I'm
Hang
tired
on,
of seeing.
I'm on talking with the boys. What's up?
What?
What?
What for?
There we go. And I wonder if I guess we're going to still see Travis Kelsey commercials throughout the playoffs, whether he wins or lose. And
I think so too.
the only reason Travis Kelsey's getting all that play is because of the swift kick. She needs a swift kick. I don't want to see another picture of her. She's got nothing to do with the game.
It's too beneficial. She's selling too much merch. She's selling some tickets. It's too beneficial.
Marketing. She's
a marketing
exactly.
genius. And she's an
free marketing
infomaniac.
for whatever network shows her. She's free marketing. And
The
Travis Kelsey, I wonder if it's a whole setup because I feel like this is her high school moment because she grew up young, was an entertainer. She never got that high school, but now she's the popular girl with the popular athlete, and this is her high school moment. And Travis Kelsey would not be getting commercials without her.
Well,
If it doesn't last after the honeymoon phase, then we can agree that it was a setup.
she has gone through quite a few gentlemen.
Right.
Yeah.
Short-lived career.
Right. Right. And I don't get the whole Taylor Swift thing anyway. I don't know. Maybe she's a good singer. I don't know. I don't know the song.
Maybe he's a member of the All Tripod team. I don't know.
Maybe.
I think they asked the players. The players wasn't too familiar with the songs either.
Exactly.
And you look at her, and I'm like, she's not a Beyonce. She's not a Diana Ross. She's not a Whitney Houston. She's not a Mariah Carey.
But the young fans she developed when she started are now older girls, and she has to play to them.
Right. But I look at her and I'm like, I don't know. You know what? Put long pants on. I don't need to see that.
It is interesting.
I don't need to see that. She's certainly not Shakira. I'll tell you that. So she ain't shaking those hips. Those hips.
I think after this playoff run, that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
All season they might go their separate ways. They monetized the situation the right way and got everything they could got out of it, and that'll be it come next season.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens. So, Lou, what's your prediction of Marcus? You got the Chiefs on this one, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna keep my
too.
heart out of it and put my smart hat on. And
I'm going with the Chiefs too. I am too. By 7.
The Chiefs and the Ravens right there. So you're going with the Chiefs also?
Yes, sir.
You think it's a high scoring game or a low scoring game?
I'm getting 20 to 27. Somewhere in that area. The one that's going to be interesting is the next one.
Maybe a shootout. Yeah, maybe a shootout with Detroit and San Francisco.
I'm guessing Detroit will win by a last-second pick or field goal, and that's how that's going to be determined.
let's see something here. We had who did Green Bay play? Green Bay played Detroit, right?
No.
And
played-
Green Bay played Detroit. No, Detroit played Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay played
Detroit
San
played
Francisco.
Green Bay played San Francisco. So let's
Yeah.
put that in there. Oh, I forgot my Tampa Bay helmet. I have that
The
inside.
smaller of the two.
The smaller of the two. I have the other one. I can't find it. But you know what? People are forgetting this. Let me grab this one. Wasn't even aware of it. So that game, the score on that one was, what was that one? That was 21-24 San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Close game.
But remember this, unless I got the wrong year.
Take this field goal attempt here and try to make it a 7-point game.
Yeah, here's Anders Carlson, 41-yard try for him. Carlson, no!
Is that the kicker Matt LaFleur made the comment about? Every time he kicks, I pray. Is that?
They'll take this field goal attempt here and try to make it a 7-point game.
Yeah, here's Anders Carlson,
Well, they
41-yard try for him.
They could have taken the lead by 7. It would have been a tie game.
Carlson, no!
So that took second fiddle to the Buffalo miss. People don't remember. I didn't even realize it till I watched the highlights of the game, and that was a huge miss.
Yep.
And again, so San Francisco didn't really dominate, and they're going to be playing Detroit. Still the smaller of the two, but
a more proven and better quarterback at the moment in Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I think though that he's so inconsistent. That's my thing with him. What do you think, Mark?
I think he definitely had some inconsistent years. That's why he's ended up being traded away from Los Angeles. But Jordan Love, it was his first year leading the Packers, and he was able to push San Francisco to the limit. So
I concur.
I wonder if that would give Goff some confidence going into this matchup.
I concur.
Let's see what I got. If I got.
This is the year of the Lion.
You know, right. And you know what? But I want to bring
Wild
this
shot, by the way, by our crew. Here is Aaron Jones. It's a good spring block. Jones in open territory. Aaron Jones has a chance. Midfield. Aaron Jones.
That was a great run. Who
Yeah,
does Detroit have for a runner? Do they have a running back?
Nope.
Gibbs
I know.
and Montgomery have been playing pretty decent.
They're
Gibbs is the
consistent.
rookie.
They're no long-term runners, but they're good short gainers. They're good short gainers.
See, that's the thing. If they don't have if San Francisco could be beaten by the run, but they don't have a run game, and if San Francisco plays,
Let's see if Detroit's line shows up.
right, and let's see, and here's what Detroit's going to have to contend with.
Stay there!
Play clock's winding down.
Run,
They get it off. McCaffrey, right side, big seam. Cut, 30. McCaffrey! Touchdown, San Francisco!
And McCaffrey, he's going to give all the credit to his front.
All right, that
line opened up like the Moses part in the Red Sea.
Right. Did you hear Brock Purdy on that? Stay there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to play it again. So he knew that they were running right. The guy was going to, his end was going to go left to set up more blocking on the left, but he stopped him. So here, listen to him.
Go ahead.
Did you hear it? Listen to him.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Stay there!
Play clock's winding down.
Run, Stay there!
Play clock's winding down.
Run,
They get it off.
Stay there,
McCaffrey,
we're
right side,
running
big
the
seam.
run cut.
Cut, 30. McCaffrey!
So that was just a great call by Purdy at the line.
Yeah.
And I'd love to get into that one day. I remember I was talking to I think it was Dante Whitmer. Wasn't he the defensive back for San Francisco or something? He was an animal, and he was explaining to me how these guys, the quarterbacks, watch the defense and they send their guys and they want to see if they don't like the defense, they send their guy, and if the defense doesn't move, they adjust their play right in their head. And it was very interesting. I'd love to get a quarterback or a defender on the show to discuss that kind of stuff. So Detroit has to deal with McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Do you think they
Lou,
would come out prioritizing to stop the run before the
Yeah.
pass and try to make them lean on Brock
That's-
Purdy passing?
Excuse me.
That's what they got to do. That's exactly what they got to do.
Excuse me
And-
for a second.
Hold on 1 second, fellas. I'll be right back.
but Brock Purdy is capable of throwing some interceptions.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
he actually I think Green Bay might have dropped a couple of balls last week
That they could have had.
You know,
And that would
San
have put a
Francisco-
lot more pressure on Purdy as well throughout the
Right.
game.
Right. San Francisco was definitely vulnerable in that game, and I think they're vulnerable in this game. So again, this could be a very good game, unless Goff has one of his crappy games.
But remember, defense wins games, not the offense. Defense creates the offense.
Right.
And that's what
right.
you got to look at first.
But looking at these scores, again, I'm going to bring this up. The only team that had a defense last week was Baltimore.
Yeah.
They held Houston to
10 points.
Yeah.
to 10. Wait, where is it? Where are we talking?
Down the bottom.
Right,
Right.
right. They held them to 10, and
Yeah.
but Houston destroyed Cleveland. So Baltimore's defense, that could be the key with Kansas City. Baltimore, maybe it's going to be that Baltimore upset over Kansas. Not that it's an upset, but
It could be.
right. And then let's see what we had. Detroit squeezed by the Rams. I don't know. I think that's going to be a good game. I think if Goff doesn't show up, San Francisco wins this one. And
Your heart is correct, but your head is correct, but your heart's going to be with Detroit.
I like Detroit's logo. I go with logos.
Don't you feel for those poor fans, what they've been going through year
for the
year
in and year out. Yeah.
I mean, they've earned it. They deserve it. How many
Right.
teams haven't gone, and they're one of them? So let them have it.
Right.
They say
right.
Detroit has more NFC appearances than Dallas in the last decade.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, that's a true statement as well.
I
Okay.
got 2 pictures I got to send to you, Todd. You can use next time. They're
All right. Okay. So I want to, so Marcus, who you going with on this one?
Come on, Mark. Come
That's a
on.
tough one.
Take the step. Come on.
It's a tough one.
Go out on a limb and go with Detroit. I'll go with Detroit. Go out on a limb with this one. Yeah.
And Lou,
Detroit.
I'm going to go with San Francisco. I don't
Okay.
know. I think Purdy is going to.
This is a bet the bookies love.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And after looking at the stats, I think it's going to be a San Francisco, Baltimore. I think Baltimore's defense is going to hold Kansas City. So I think it's going to be a San Francisco, Baltimore. So Lou.
From the network's point of view, yeah, you're right. They want West Coast, East Coast.
Right. Lou, who do you think?
Well.
Lou, you got Detroit and who? Kansas City or Baltimore?
Kansas City.
Detroit, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Marcus, who you got?
I'll go with Detroit and Kansas City, even though I would like to see that San Francisco and Ravens matchup.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And I'm going to go totally opposite. Baltimore. Who am I going with? Baltimore, San Francisco. So here's there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's our prediction for the week. And but before we go, I want to do a comparison here because I thought this was interesting between Brady and Purdy. So, because we were talking about like Heisman earlier and draft picks, and So Brady was 199. Brock Purdy was last, dead last, 262nd. And I put the draft year because I wanted to show like the first Super Bowl win was in 2002, which was 2 years for
Brady.
Brady, and now it's let's see what happens with when I was doing a game for CBS a couple years ago, I knew Brock Purdy was starting and coming up, and I wanted to focus on him, and they wouldn't do it. But that's life, so I shouldn't have even said it. I can't talk about employers. So that's stupid. I'm going to edit that right out. And then, so guess who was? I forgot what it was. Like in his rookie season, he was 1 for 3 for like 16 yards. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That was his rookie season. And they both came in because so Brady was a fourth string, Brock Purdy was a third, which is amazing how life, eliminates all those guys so these greats could come and play. Bledsoe was injured, Lance was injured, Garoppolo was gone. But Brock Purdy has a ways to go. Like, Tom Brady's got more Super Bowl appearances than people have played in the league, played in games. 10,
Yeah.
With 7 wins. And here's my thing. The height is that's my only challenge with Brock Purdy is he's 6'1", and I want to do an average height thing. So Russell Wilson, what is he like 5'11"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Something like
he
that.
won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl. And I'll go back to the height in a second. So the number.
Drew Brees as well.
Drew Brees. He's
What
a
was
shorty.
he? What was Breeze?
I think he was 6 foot, no more.
And he won 1 or 2.
1.
Yeah, so it's possible. But these offensive lines now are so big. And so Tom Brady, so Brock Purdy wears number 13 because he idolized Dan Marino. And Tom Brady wanted to wear number 10, but it was taken by the punter, so they gave him number 12, and that's where he's stuck. So his was. So what do you think? Any interesting comments on this?
Nope.
I personally like these guys because I feel like it's in comparison to my the times when I was playing, as far as being an overlooked player. So I personally like to see these guys succeed. I think it's very interesting. Bryce Young, he's the number 1 pick, big school, supposed to be a big talent, but I would pick Brock Purdy any day of the week.
I don't think it's fair to make a comparison between Brady and Purdy.
I wasn't comparing
Brady
in the
Purdy,
sense
yeah.
of. I wasn't making a comparison in sense. I was comparing like they're
Generalization.
both. Like they were both picked so low in the draft, and they both had matured and became superstars in a way.
What programs did they come from? I don't.
I think Brady was
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
And Purdy. I forgot about Purdy.
I could look it up, but
I'm just curious because I don't know.
Right. Where did Brock Purdy? I'm going to look it up real fast. Brock Purdy College was Iowa State.
Okay.
Oh, Big 12.
That's a good score.
I will ask both of you this too. Do you think the way quarterbacks are drafted will change because of the success Bryce Young is having in comparison to the success Brock Purdy is having? And quarterbacks like that. Do you think?
No. General managers will revert to the last game they played. He performed well in the Senior Bowl. He was great in the Sugar Bowl, and they'll forget everything behind him. And that's how they'll draft.
The clutch games.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Right.
They scout. Their scouting department says, "Here's 5 guys we're interested in." And they watch him in the Sugar Bowl, and you go, wow, he played a hell of a game. His list went up. His stock went up. And they base it on that one game. Same thing with the NBA coaches, general managers. A general manager would not be a good general manager if he didn't open his desk and he had a list of names on a piece of paper in there for the positions he needed to fill or replace.
That makes sense.
So, all right. So we got our two predictions. We have, let's see, I got these guys. You guys got these guys. Where are they?
Yeah, and where's the little blue and white growl?
Right. And
There
the
it
first game is at
very shortly.
very shortly, and that's where we're going to wrap it up here. And and I plan on doing a Super Bowl edition shortly, maybe Monday. That way you could keep replaying the show. Monday or Tuesday.
Send me a note.
Oh, I
Remind
will.
me.
I will. And I think it's going to be. I think we got some good games coming up. I'm sure. I stripped the videos. I'm sure I'm going to get flagged somewhere.
Yeah,
Offline.
the NFL police will find you.
Yeah, you know what? I learned though the NBA is much stricter. The NFL, I was reading about it. They feel that anything that's out there is publicity for the NFL.
Yeah.
So they're not as strict. So the networks may be as strict. But I noticed also a lot of people that do these videos, they flip the videos so they're reversed, and it's not flagged because it's not the actual video, even though it is the actual video. But there's all these tricks, and
Well,
what these guys. What, Lou?
No, I was going to say I will leave you because, as you know, we are in the middle of Carnival down here, and we are going crazy with the parades and the.
Oh yeah, we're about to wrap it up,
weekend.
so everybody can watch the games.
Thank you.
What are our matchups today? San Francisco, Detroit. These two guys, and let's see.
The weather is very good in Baltimore too. It's about 49 in Baltimore.
Is it? Oh, that's football weather.
We're getting Troy Aikman and whatchamacallit, and we'll get Jack Buck and Troy. That should be the Fox game, right? They got it?
Right. Yeah, and then who
Chris.
I love? I love Mike Tirico. I love Tirico. I think he is such a great. When he did NBA for ABC, he was fabulous. I just thought and he's a nice guy too.
Yeah, everybody's big complaint is Chris Collingwood. He doesn't shut up.
Oh God, some of these guys were. Right. So I want to thank you guys, Lou. Thanks. It's great to see you again.
Yes.
Marcus, thank you for joining.
Likewise.
Making his debut on Sports Gluttons.
Yeah, bring him back. Bring him back. He's good.
He's good.
We appreciate you having me.
Glad to
Definitely
have
appreciate you having me.
And we'll send out links for the replays of this. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna pull you off, but thank you so much for coming. And I will let you know we will have another show. We'll have our Super Bowl show, and we're gonna have some good games today. So here we go. There's our games. We got this game coming up: San Francisco and Detroit, and we got four. Oh, there's my wife. my lovely, lovely wife always shows up somewhere in the game, in the show. Here's my lovely, lovely wife. So glad to have my Paulina here. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I got to pull that chat off. What's going on there? And thank you, everybody, for coming. Let's see. We are gonna. I'm having a tough time to say goodbye, but here's our schedule for the day. Chiefs Ravens coming up very shortly. I wish we could do like a watch party and talk about it, but maybe we'll do that for the Super Bowl. And let me get my logo back, and then we are done. There's my logo. There's our logo, Sports Gluttons, and thank you very much. And I am gonna say goodbye to you guys. Have a good Sunday, playoff Sunday.